be very telling in the following week. Why? Because I do think that the move will start this next week. All right. After that, we'll see where this decision leads us. Put this on your calendars. XRP futures will formally launch on CME, one of the largest derivatives markets in the world, on Monday, May 19th. All right. So we have been warning about this date for the past week or so. Guys, you already know what will happen. So this day will be crucial. It will either be extremely bullish or extremely bearish. However, we'll be discussing the price action aspect of things, as well as possibly some Walmart tariff talk, which Ash Crypto finds to be quite intriguing. A whale has launched a 40x long position on Bitcoin worth $276 million, 0 cents. At this point, this is just absurd. Inside a whale, the liquidation price is $95,000, 0 cents. All right, gentlemen, let's get started. Some whale, an unidentified thing, open a 40x long. Hold on a second. What is this? Is XRP visible there? Hold on. It wasn't until now that I realized it. Hold on a second. He opened a 40x long position in Bitcoin, a 10x long position in KPEPE, and a 20x long position in XRP, totaling $34 million at 0 cents. Entry was $2.51. I'm not sure about the liquidation prices. It doesn't show, but that's insane. In addition, someone placed a 40x long on Bitcoin, which goes without saying that you have to be quite bullish about the cryptocurrency to open a long of $300 million, 0 cents. All right. However, the man initiated a long bet on XRP worth $34 million, 0 cents. Whoa, guys, it is insane. Will the coming week be bullish then? The true question is this. Let me share my opinions with you. Maybe the best insider wins, but I'm not sure if he is an insider or not. We'll see. Okay, gentlemen, these are my ideas. Here's what I think of the up, down, sideways, backwards, and I'm not even sure. Front flips. The strategy is as follows. I have XRP going on, and what's happening, because, well, this whole thing is dull, very dull price activity. But I've been warning you guys for the past week or so that I think we're going to hit these lows on the XRP for Bitcoin. All right, I firmly believe it, and thus far it has been coming to pass. Why? Since we've been warning about this area, we're moving dangerously near to the lower edge of the range, right? All right, so here is my strategy, and I still believe it will work out, guys. All right, I continue to believe that this will occur. Bitcoin versus XRP will decline, yes, but if it descends here, it will be above this level. Additionally, it bounces all the way to the range's upper end. That's also a terrible indicator, even though XRP will likely pump to its previous all-time high and likely mark or create a new all-time high. What I believe will occur is a dump like this one, followed by a pump, and then what will happen next. I believe this to be the case, people. The reason I don't want to discuss more people's Bitcoin or my pet issue with the USD chart, guys, is that it's uncertain what will happen because of Bitcoin, isn't it? Right now, Bitcoin is holding up really well, isn't it? That's why Bitcoin hasn't killed XRP, isn't it? Since XRP is trailing significantly behind Bitcoin, if Bitcoin were to crash right now, it would appear that someone is controlling the price of Bitcoin to keep it at this level. As a result, if Bitcoin holds steady or even pumps, it's possible that XRP for Spitco will continue to drop. But even if you do come down here, it's unlikely that the USD will drop much. What's the problem? Do you guys know what it is? Yeah, the problem is that there will be liquidity both here and down here. If it pumps from this area, it taken by 1 wick while there was liquidity 1, 2, 3. Do you perceive that there is liquidity here? If not, where else is it? Here, both here and here, the upside liquidity is far higher. All okay, then down, correct. The upside is far greater. Take a look at that. Isn't that like 7, 8, first 3? Thus, yes, guys, XRP will eventually blow up. All right, so XRP is going to blow out, but we'll need to decide whether to go up or all the way down at this point. However, we shall see. We'll see what transpires after that. Additionally, I think the move will take place this following week. Given that this is going live and Appside is already wishing for the transfer to happen, it will be interesting to see what happens with the rates in the future, right? Thus, it's going to get really lovely here. Right now, XRP and Ethereum are starting to seem crazy on a daily basis. Thus, this is the Ethereum chart for XRP first. A bullish divergence is already there on the daily forming. You know what I want to see here? So let's get to the Eat First Bitcoin chart. In fact, I'd want to see another dump. In fact, I'd want to see one more dump happen. After that, we climb back up all the way. That would be the ideal situation for me. That does not imply a dump in XRP versus USD. That's not what it means, is it? It just indicates that Ethereum is stronger than XRP, as it has been for several months. All right. All I need is one more dump to signal the low, and then XRP will surpass Ethereum and Bitcoin in strength, make it soar to new all-time highs or close to the old all-time highs by using your right and your S coins. That's my strategy then. That's what I think. I could be mistaken, of course, but that's what I'm thinking right now. To be fair, I care about Bitcoin because it's at a turning moment. All right. It has reached a point where it will either fly or perish. Why? Because when it consolidates, it travels sideways like this. And when the price swings sideways like this, see what happened? Pump after pump will repeat its history and have another pump. Or this moving average was just broken, correct? It's time to make a decision, gentlemen. If Bitcoin dumps, XRP will take a serious hit, the SMA, and it did correctly, indicating that the trend is looking a little unstable. All right, XRP will suffer greatly if Bitcoin surges. All right, if Bitcoin pumps, XRP will be saved on the USD pairing rather than the Bitcoin pairing, because in my humble view, the Bitcoin pairing will still decline. And if Bitcoin does pump, XRP will be trailing after it. However, the USD pairing will be severely impacted this coming week if Bitcoin dumps the USD. That's what I'm thinking at the moment. So here's Roll Powell talking about yesterday's XRP charts on RecVision. You have to see that XRP chart. Well, there's another chart, Arthur. You might want to pull it up. You guys brought it up last week, right? The XRP chart is really impressive. Yeah, yes, indeed it is. Even if none of us have any meaningful experience with XRP, the chart is impressive. At some point, it seems like that will go to another major leg higher. It will eventually produce another high, or it will produce another huge higher. The problem I have, Jim, is what direction it will go. Obviously, everyone knows it will go up, and their dogs know that XRP for SPI versus USD will go up, right? I want to know if it will remain motionless right now next to the pump. Do we then take the new highs, dog dump from there, then pump from there, or do we produce a true low because of a black swan event that is occurring at this point? In any case, the trajectory is upward, correct? I guess so. I'm not sure. And the Bitcoin dominance chart clearly benefits from that. In my opinion, the world's greatest chart is the other one, which is, but take a look. Perhaps Trump is quite optimistic about this. Trump recently announced these upcoming cuts. Almost everyone agrees that the Fed should lower interest rates as quickly as possible. He claims that everyone trusts what Trump stated. I'm not sure if I think the Fed should make a cut at this time. No, people. In my opinion, a black zone event is necessary to bring everything down. Then the justification is obvious because everything is down. Inflation, in essence, you're accomplishing 10 things at once. However, Trump is saying, hey, Powell, it's too late. Drone Powell is not his name. Powell, he calls him. Too late, since that's what he's supposed to be renowned for, right? Why? Since it's likely that they literally introduce a black zone event and make one on purpose to bring everything down. Then he is referred to as Powell, who is famous for arriving too late. Who knows, but we'll probably blow it again. We'll most likely make a mistake again. Is that a clue? By the way, what I just discussed is exactly in line with this statement. This is the exact route I would follow if I were a market maker. You can see this all the way down to Rect to T. After that, we bottom out before rising. Yes, due to this range that has developed, but we'll see. We'll wait and see. Jerome Powell, hurry up, Trump says, before a black zone actually enters. Trump does not wish for the economy to collapse. Conversely, Jerome Powell wants it to perish because printing 30 trillion will be an easy justification. However, the Fed is most likely already doing QE. The Fed was seen surreptitiously injecting $43 billion, 0 cents, to support the bond market. No buyers, no issue. Treasury bonds worth billions were recently acquired by the Fed last week. The great held up with $43 billion in total, including $9 billion in